Well, here's the next step. I did get it out. I got it out of there. I took them pipes off the top like I showed, and I also ended up taking the reverser, or this whole assembly of the valve that's on the side, the shift valve, the forward and reverse. So now I'll start taking it apart. I think I'll take the front off first. It's not that heavy, so it didn't come down that hard, but start taking it apart here, and it's about lunchtime now. They go eat lunch first, but I just wanted to show I did get it out now. It's pretty intense. It did download a print off a manual, my son did, and I do have for this transmission, so it tells how to put it back together. But I might need some other parts, but I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get it apart. It tells you all what to do step by step. So, step 1. This is assembly, so I'll work on that after lunch, or maybe we'll maybe see if he wants to do it. He's a lot better at this stuff than I am. I don't have the patience for all the detailed stuff. I'm an electrician, so I can do mechanic work, but I'll start working on it after lunch here. But I wanted to give that update. I did get it out. That shaft's pretty long, so you got to pull it out pretty far, as you can see, to get it clear everything. And I had to lower it down a little bit because this thing here, I didn't bend the tabs a little bit. I have to bend them back or get a new sensor, whatever that sensor is. Although none of my sensors even work anymore because my little electronic control board doesn't work, and I get shorted out. I just bypass it. I got gauges on everything now. So anyhow, we'll see what we get to after lunch. Well, we got the reverser disassembled, and we're checking some components, and I ordered a seal kit for it. Well, we're thinking the problem lies in the shuttle cartridge here, whatever you want to call it, that shifts it, because the neutral switch never worked on this thing, and the piston was kind of stuck in there. Now we're checking the old clutch plates to see if the tolerances are good before we move forward with it. But I have ordered a gasket set for it. Austin's here helping me, but we got it all torn. Actually, tearing it apart was real easy. I got the manual to assemble it. We're not really assembling it yet. We're just checking tolerances because I didn't get a gasket set with it originally, and I wasn't sure what we're going to get into when we get this. I'm debating on whether to order a brand new shuttle cartridge. There's a piston in there and springs that I'm thinking that piston was stuck, so it may not have been allowing all the fluid, because then when you actuate that solenoid, that little pin shifts and that blocks off some ports, so it'll go into neutral, and that thing never worked. So I think the problem lies in here. We got the clutch packs. I'm going to rebuild it when we're in here, even though looking at the clutch discs, all the clutch discs looked okay, so we don't think they're bad really. But while I'm in there, we're going to replace that. And then the gasket set comes with a bunch of gaskets and snap rings. There's different size snap rings to take up the gap for, you got to have the tolerance. Your gap has to be a certain gap on them clutch discs, and then that snap ring, and there's different sizes to take up the difference. So we'll have to wait on that. So we wanted to just see what we found. And I think like I said, I think the problem probably lies in this shuttle cartridge, but that's where we're at for today. I'll do a part 2 when we get the rest of the parts. Good morning. Welcome to Opie Acres. It's January 10th, Monday. I had a video, shooting a video of my backhoe rebuild on this is part 1 of the rebuild of the reverser, and I got the video edited. But my first video, I deleted it because my storage was full and I had to upgrade my storage. But so I'm just shooting the beginning of this, but just showing what we got. Well, it's the third part of it. I already got the video of me taking it out, but we got the reverse route and it's apart. I got this manual showing how to take it apart, and it's a Born Warner Shuttle T72 Shuttle, and we got it apart. And I ordered a rebuild kit for it. I ordered the clutch packs, but I didn't get the gaskets, so I ordered the gaskets Friday, so they should be here tomorrow. But we checked it, and actually the discs looked okay. We got them back in there, but they looked okay. But I'm gonna rebuild it. I don't know. We think it's in this. We think the problem's in the shuttle valve right here. This part here. This is what, you know, your forward and reverse, and there's also a solenoid on the end that you can disengage it in the neutral with a button. That never worked, and we found it was sticking. We'll show some video of that, but yeah, I'm waiting for my gasket set to come, and then we'll put it back together this week. I'll show some video putting it back together. I just want to shoot a new video of that, but getting it out wasn't too bad once I looked at it, and I didn't take the torque converter out because it's fine. It just won't go in the forward. This thing, it goes in the forward, but you got to mess with it. So I think it's in this thing. We might have to replace it, but we got it freed up. We're going to replace the clutch packs and then put it back together, and hopefully it works better. There's the piston in here. It's inside here, this piston, and we got it back together. I want to see if I can rebuild that too, because these are the oil galleys. This is the oil galley right here. And that's what gets oil to that piston for the forward. This is the oil galley for the reverse. And the reverse always worked fine. So just got to double check all that stuff and make sure it's working like it's supposed to. But anyhow, I was looking to come out here to get Max out this morning. There's Maxie. Say hi, Maxie, to the camera. Look what he did to his kennel. Now, I don't know how he pulled that carpet, that blanket. We used to put the blanket over top of it. He's got it in there so far that I can't even get it back out. Well, actually, Max, I just don't know why you do stuff like it. You get really bored. I guess you're in there too much, but we let him run most of the day. But anyhow, this is where I'm at, so I got some work to do up at my son's house today, doing wiring his garage. Worked on that yesterday, but I just wanted to shoot some video of this, and the parts will be here tomorrow, and we can finish, hopefully put it back together this week. So I'll shoot a video of that later. Thanks. See ya. Alright, I want to do another short video on my correction. I was looking at this to try to figure out how it works. So how it works is on this is your oil galleys for the forward reverse, for the forward. This is only for the forward. This slides in here and pressurizes that piston in there. This piston in here is for the forward only. That goes through these oil galleys. This is the reverse piston, this big one, which I can see why that would work so much better. It's bigger. Why? Too bad that's not the forward clutch. But and it's got this hole, one of these holes here, these oil holes. That's where the pressure comes from. One of these holes. I don't know which one, but it goes through the casting, so it's a stationary. So it's not going to be prone to have as much leakage as the forward one would. These oil galleys, this is what pressurizes the forward. You'll see the holes in there. So if it's got any leakage at all, it's not going to work very good. Or the piston's leaking, it's not going to work very good. The reverse is going to always work better because of the way it's designed. But I also wanted my video deleted how I took it out, so I wanted to kind of give you a revamped version of that. There's oil lines up on top of here that are connected with there's a splitter or a 4-way valve or 3-way valve, I forget. You got to take that, unhook that completely and take it off. And also I had to take off the solenoid. This thing here, you got to take this off. You got to take the dip the dipstick tube off and the filled tube off. And you also got to take your forward reverse solenoid off. You got to take this off. Oh, no, this is unscrews. It unscrews from here. If you can see, that's hard to see. It unscrews. It comes right off. Let me see if I can do a video of it. It unscrews. You gotta take that off to get clearance to get it out. Once you get that out, you take the 6 bolts to hold this in. You gotta take the drive shaft off, and once you get them 6 bolts, it slides right out. Now I got it all tore apart, but we need to revert the reverse piston and these oil galleys, and hopefully that, and make sure our gap, because we put it back together at Austin, put it back together and we checked the gap. I got a video of that on there, but I just wanted to show that. Max, what do you think? You got any words? Okay, so I wanted to show that. This is, I'll put this at the first video on this, so hope this helps. I'll get it, part 2 will be coming.